Well, if you're watching this episode, I'm trying a new video camera, just using the one on my MacBook. I don't know about the other video camera I have. It seems like it kind of glitches, and then my voice doesn't line up with the video feed. So I'm seeing if that has to do with the camera. So just testing out a new one. Well, I wasn't here last week. Wasn't able to record any updates for an interesting reason, actually. So, for those that know, I joined Misty about the beginning of April, about 3 weeks ago. And then just a few days in, I was informed that there could be the potential that we are invited out to Dubai for Dubai AI Week. And it turns out that that all came through. We were invited out to AI by the Dubai Future Foundation, and we flew out last week. Well, last weekend, and then spent all last week in Dubai at AI Week, and it was. I'm probably going to be talking more about Dubai as a city than maybe AI, but I'll try to interchange both of them. So AI is kind of worked in there, but yeah. So Dubai typically, from what I understand, has AI kind of conventions throughout the year. And so for this year, they decided to consolidate all the different AI events and conventions and whatnot that they had into just a solid week of AI. And we were invited out by the Dubai Future Foundation, and we're even given a tour of the city by one of the top people over at the Future Foundation. And man, like I've never been to Dubai before, never been to the Middle East. The only other times I've been in kind of the other side of the world from North America was let's see, I went to Europe once and to Thailand once, but never out to the Middle East. Never out to Dubai. I've heard great things, and obviously, if you pay any kind of attention to media, to X, to news, like Dubai just came out of nowhere over the last 20 years, and it's crazy to see such a big new city, and wow, it's just impressive. Like I knew it was going to be impressive going into it, but even knowing that, it's still shocking. Like it wasn't oversold or anything like that. To be honest, like I haven't been to such a modern, new smell type city as Dubai before. I've been to New York plenty of times, LA plenty of times, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, big cities in the U.S. But the U.S., like the cities are obviously a lot older, spanning hundreds of years. Dubai, it's just everything's new and really nice, really clean. Great people. The people at the Dubai Foundation were super friendly, super gracious to invite us out there, especially with short notice. And we were able to do quite a few activities there. Able to drop in on some of the firesides. Even had our own fireside discussion where Sook was able to talk about the history of Misty, basically the founding of Misty. And it's great to hear Sook talk about Misty and talk about really anything that he's passionate about, because when he's passionate and he's talking, then you kind of just can't not just sit and listen and pay attention. And it was interesting, actually. After the fireside, there's a few people that admitted that they weren't paying attention at first, but once they started paying attention, they were just totally drawn in to Misty, to Asuk's explanation about the history and the features that we have in Misty right now. And they even said afterwards, like, "Wow, I wasn't paying attention, but once I did, I found it to be pretty inspiring." Which that's fantastic to hear. Like, definitely Misty is an awesome product, but the way Sook gets into it and starts talking about it, it definitely is very inspiring. So we're able to showcase Misty during the fireside. reach out to or introduce it to really, the whole other side of the world, to an international audience. There's people from everywhere in Dubai. It's a very international city. There's a lot of internationals obviously living and working in Dubai, but there is others that also flew into the event. So it was really good reach in part of Misty, and able to reach different audiences, global audiences, and be able to talk to people one-on-one from the onset of like introducing them to Misty and seeing how they first interact with Misty. It's really, one of our main foundational goals is for Misty to be simple, intuitive, easy to use. And it's always the goal, right? And then when you see other people on board for the first time, you catch stuff that you see that's like, oh, maybe that's a little bit more friction than we want. Let's improve it. And it was good to do that and see that in person. Gives us some ideas to make it even more frictionless. Outside of the fireside, we also had a booth, so I was able to show and demo Misty to passerbys at the convention, which was awesome. And then Asok was invited to be a judge for the prompt engineering competition. So they had 4 categories. Let me see if I can remember. So they had 4 categories for prompt engineering. One was coding, which Asok was a judge for. Another one was for image generation. Another one was for game generation, and another one was for video generation. And so the idea was, it was kind of the last round of sorts, kind of like the semifinals of sorts, competing on site, showing the audience, showing the judges, and then the final 3 from each category after 2 events, I believe, were able to move on to a final, and then 1 from each category won. And I think they split a prize pool of $1 million UAE dollars, which I think is about 250,000 US dollars, I believe. Which that's a pretty nice prize. And it was cool seeing what they were doing. A lot of them were using stuff like Replit, and it was called prompt engineering, but maybe it was a little more like vibe coding. And the cool thing for me, anyways, like I've seen the coding stuff. It's mostly like creating websites and apps. That was the prompts that they had. And I've seen the image generation. Obviously, like unless you were under a rock over the last month, that's just been the theme of new AI models, is how do they generate images. But I've never seen the video one before, and it was interesting. There was also a group, I forget their name, but they had a booth out there at the AI Week too, and they were showcasing their image generation. And Google also had a presence out there, and they were showcasing more their image generation, but they also have video generation capabilities as well. But it's cool to see like how the videos are created just through prompts, and it's these nice polished videos that could take place of a commercial, which is kind of scary for, I think, anyone that's in that business, because these things they're coming out great, really good. And I was talking to the people at the booth. Again, I forget the name of this company, but they were saying that for just typical generation, like put my face and put it on some body and show the video of that via some prompt that creates the video. They were saying there's a little more work involved when creating more of a narrative, more of a commercial or a short or a movie. So it's not to the point where it's just gonna like create a script and follow the script and be seamless all the way through, but just for like short little segments that you could string together and still create a pretty solid TV commercial with. It works pretty awesome. So yeah, I was mostly amazed at that, because I never really, I guess, paid a lot of attention to the video creation pieces of it, other than just seeing the results on X. But yeah, it's just nuts that this kind of stuff is happening now. To be honest, like, wow, it's so crazy. But yeah, it was a pretty cool event. And at the very end, for the winners of each category, the Crown Prince of of Dubai was there and giving out a certificate and talking to the winners, which was also pretty cool to see. The Crown Prince of Dubai there, and he was really engaged and happy, and was conversing with all the winners, and seemed like a very personal person from my perspective, from what I was seeing out there. And yeah, it was just a great week. Obviously, the 20-hour flight there and the 20-hour flight back leads to quite a bit of jet lag, but it was a great experience. Again, like, just came out of nowhere. I wasn't sure that it was actually going to happen. I was just thinking it was just a bunch of noise, but man, it just all happened like within a few days before the event. We had our plane tickets and went on out, and had a great time. Again, just seeing what people around the world are doing with AI, because they had global delegations there from all around the world, from South Africa to Argentina. I saw, I think, Brazil, all these different countries kind of showcasing what they're doing in AI. And it was also interesting seeing what Dubai is doing in AI. They had this area where they were showcasing how some of their government systems are using AI in order to create efficiencies, such as within the police department with the lost and found, use AI to identify and retrieve stuff quickly. And also just aggregating different systems using AI. I think the example that was used, if I live in this particular location, if I live in this house, I have different things like utilities for water, for sewer, for electricity, for gas, for all these different things. Wouldn't it be a whole lot easier if I move, that there was some kind of AI agent that basically is able to connect to all those things and basically transfer my account from my prior address to this new address and whatever else needs to be done all in one fell swoop? And I was hearing that and I was like, yep, that's always a pain when you move. You have to like cancel all the utilities and enable new utilities. And maybe it makes sense for Dubai if it's all kind of the same providers, whereas in the US, the last time I moved was from Seattle, Washington to Idaho. Obviously not going to be the same providers whatsoever. But still, just the efficiencies that they are looking at and doing is very cool to see. They have their own government efficiency program, and I think a lot of that is the Future Foundation, from what I understand. And it's awesome to see government agencies work and operate with agility, kind of like they are a startup themselves, and are able to keep up with actual startups that are coming into Dubai and trying to establish their business and grow their business. So all these are, just really pretty cool things. It's great to learn more about Dubai and how they think and how they operate, and just to experience the city. We were, I think, in the middle of it, around, I believe they call it the financial district. And some stuff that we did outside of the AI convention is we went to the mall, which is humongous. I think we walked around maybe just like a tenth of that mall. It was just so big. And then, oh man, that was, we went to the marina. I heard the marina was a cool place to walk around. In my mind, I was thinking marina, like, I don't know, it's probably just going to be like Newport Beach, California. It might be nice to walk around, but I wasn't thinking of it any more than that. But when I got there, it was more like Miami, but Miami on steroids, yachts everywhere, just all these like fancy buildings and restaurants and shopping centers. And man, it was, there was a lot of money around there, that's for sure. And also got the opportunity to go to their spice market, their kind of old town market, which also was really cool, fun to hang out at. Like I said, I'm just going to be drifting into how much I like the city of Dubai. If you haven't been, definitely encourage you to go. It's a very great city. There's probably a lot of layovers, I think, going to Dubai. But if you have the opportunity to spend a couple of days in Dubai, yeah, there's just a lot of cool things to see, and a lot of stuff I didn't even get to see that I heard was pretty awesome, such as skiing indoors, snow skiing inside during the middle of summer would be pretty cool. Um, yeah, it's just yeah, great experience, great city, great people there as well. And again, yeah, just got back from Dubai a couple of days ago. Still a little jet lag, but not too bad right now. And whoa, what has happened? Like I'm still kind of catching up on what's been going on in AI outside of AI Week in Dubai. I know there's been a couple more models that have been released today with Misty Studio. We just released a new model or made it available, Qwen 3. So that's available now within Misty Studio. And yeah, I think we got some great ideas, great conversations last week with just how and what we want to do with Misty Studio, how we want to operate. So I'm just really excited about everything. And yeah, I think that's my update for today. It's yeah, just excited. Yeah, I'm just it's always good to like go somewhere and just be revitalized in the world of AI and what you're doing and what you're seeking to do. So, all right, that's all for today. Thank you.